Seek ye such to worship him in spirit and truth. He said, God shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, because you don't want to believe the truth. Strong delusion. Go ahead and believe this lie. And give yourself over to it. And he said that they may all be damned who believe not the truth, but
have pleasure in unrighteousness.
That's how important the truth is.
Yes, sir.
James 1:18. Let's see. His truth is important. You must have it. It's a must. True worship of God. Worship the Father in spirit and truth. You can't have half truth and half lie.
Right.
That's how death got into the creation in the beginning with Adam and Eve and Satan. You know, Satan told half truth. They went for it. Now by way of that lie, by way of sin, death came in. You can't have it. It's all truth and it's all lie.
Right.
James 1:18. Hearken to the scripture.
Of his own will beget he us with
so the Lord begot us of his own will.
Right.
Begot, I mean, that's how he birthed us, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
With the word of truth.
With the word of truth.
Right.
Not with the word of half truth, or some truth, or most truth. With the word of truth, meaning it is a truth in the world.
Right.
And it's going to be separate or sanctified from any other. It's going to stand alone. No matter how many times you try to chop it down, the truth is going to still rise. It's going to still be there. Right? So the Father begot us of his own will by the word of truth, that
we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures.
And that's what's going to happen at the time appointed. We're going to be something different than we are this day. First fruits of his creatures. We understand that. Let's go to Matthew 24. Let's go back to Matthew 24. Matthew 24. Let's start at verse 1. Hearken to the scripture.
And Jesus went out and departed from the temple.
Yeah.
And his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple.
Okay.
And Jesus said unto them,
What did he say?
See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
So he telling them, the disciples were admiring the temple. The Lord is telling them, I see how you're admiring it, but believe me, it ain't going to be one stone left upon another. You know, we got historical records that this happened.
Right.
70 AD, Roman General Titus tore down Jerusalem, the temple and everything to the ground. So you saying the Bible ain't real? Well, history supports it.
Right.
Go ahead and read.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples,
go ahead.
The disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
So they know this world can't continue as it is. Even a non-religious man can see how bad it is and have common sense to say this world can't continue as it is.
Right.
Everything will be destroyed. So they asked him, when is this thing going to happen? What's the sign of your coming and the end of the world? What did Jesus say? First thing on the menu, what did he say?
And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
Take heed that no man deceive you. You know there's going to be mass deception in the world. Go ahead.
For many shall come in my name.
Here we go with that many again, right? That's a lie. And he said they're going to come in his name. Go ahead.
Saying, I am Christ. And shall deceive many.
See, this is the only name they're deceiving men in. They ain't trying to come into you in the name of Ra and deceive you. In the name of Allah, you know, Muhammad, Buddha. They ain't coming to you in them names. No. They coming to the ones that might have a chance at eternal life. And they coming to you in the right name. But they deceiving you. They telling you lies in his name. And if you don't receive that love of the truth, you're going to fall for a lie. The Lord let them do it because he said, He's going to send you strong delusion for the ones that love to believe a lie. All right? That's why he letting it happen. Go ahead. What verse you at?
We just finished 5.
Okay, drop down to 14. Go ahead and read.
And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations.
And what's going to happen after that?
And then shall the end come.
Okay, so question. Common sense question. Mainstream Christianity is everywhere.
Yes.
It's preached into all the nations. If the Lord can't lie, he got this written in the Bible. After the gospel being preached to all nations, the end shall come. Why ain't the end here yet?
That's the truth.
Exactly. Because the true gospel ain't being preached into all the world. But it's getting there. The Lord done woke up some of his servants and we get on our job and we spread this thing fast as we can. That wide gate, that broad gate, the way to lead to destruction, that gospel is preached everywhere.
Yes, sir.
If that was the true gospel, believe me, the end will be here. Because the Lord can't lie.
Right.
But since that ain't the true gospel, the end ain't here. We still got work to do. Right? Let's see how this deception got into the world. Let's go to Revelations 12. Revelations 12 and verse 7. Because you got to have a means. If you just got deception, there's got to be a means by which you're getting deceived. The deception is getting across. Deception is getting out. Revelations 12 verse 7. Revelations 12 and 7. Hearken to the scripture.
And there was war in heaven.
What happened?
Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels.
Right, so this is literal war.
Right.
It's physical war, hand-to-hand combat type war, right? They fought, and what happened?
And prevailed not.
Who lost?
Neither was their place found anymore in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, and the old serpent called the devil and Satan.
Also the devil lost. Also known as the dragon.
Right.
That old serpent. He was cast out. He got beat up and got cast to the earth. And what else?
And Satan wished to deceive the whole world.
So I guess since you can't deceive the whole heavens, you'll come get beat up, come down, and deceive the whole world, right? So his job ain't changed.
Right.
Go ahead.
He was cast out into the earth. And his angels were cast out with him.
He was cast out into hell?
Into the earth.
So he's here.
Yes,
so ain't no way he in hell barbecuing people right now. He's here on earth. And his angels. Right, read that portion again.
He was cast out into the earth. And his angels were cast out with him.
That's right. So they here. They roaming around. They with us. They ain't up under the ground barbecuing nobody. The Lord didn't create a domain for Satan. He already had a domain. Once you got kicked out, you transgressed, you got kicked out, you lost your domain. They say the angels who lost their first estate, you lost your first habitation. Now you down here under the chains of darkness.
Right.
Go ahead.
And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven.
What's his voice say?
Now is coming salvation.
To who?
And strength. And the kingdom of our God.
Right.
And the power of his Christ.
Right.
For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night.
That's what he was doing while he was in heaven. Accusing the other angels before God day and night. Right? So he cast out into the earth. Go ahead.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony.
Go ahead.
And they loved not their lives unto death.
Right.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
Right. So the heavens is rejoicing right now.
Right.
Right. But what about us?
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
Whoa, that's that warning, strong warning.
Right.
To the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. Right. Why?
For the devil is come down unto you.
Doing what?
Having great wrath.
Why?
Because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
See, that's why the deception, this is how the deception gets spread to the masses. So quick and so fast. He said the devil, which deceiveth the whole world.
Right.
He do it by way of governments. Start at the top. And then everything at the top trickles down to the bottom, to the common man. All right, and we're going to read, let's go right on over into the 13th chapter. We're going to see he used governments, principalities, right, and powers. 13:1. Hearken to the book.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea.
Right, the sand of the sea, that's the people.
Right.
Go ahead.
And saw beasts rise up out of the sea.
The He's come up from amongst the people. Go ahead.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns. And upon his horn 10 crowns.
Right. So these are kingdoms, different kingdoms, right? Right. This is the Gentile dynasty at its fullest. It's a conglomerate of it. Having 7 heads and 10 horns, and
upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
Name of blasphemy. Blasphemy against who? Blasphemy against God.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
And the beast which I saw like unto a leopard.
Yeah. And
his feet were as of the feet of a bear.
Right. So yeah, go ahead.
And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power.
Who gave him his power?
The dragon gave him his power.
So who did we learn the dragon was in the previous chapter?
Satan, the devil.
That's right. Go ahead and read.
And his seat and great authority.
So the dragon has power to give the kings of the earth a seat and authority, which is power to execute whatever type of laws he wants them to execute. And if Satan the devil is executing, what is it going to be? Blasphemy against God. Everywhere you look, everywhere you turn. Right? Go ahead.
And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. And his deadly wound was healed.
But what about all the world?
And all the world wondered after the beast.
How?
And they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast.
So you didn't know? If you worshiping the beast, you worshiping the one that gave him his power, which is the dragon, which is Satan the devil.
Right.
And he said all the world worship him. All right, that's what he desired, worship.
Right.
And we're going to say that in a minute. He even wanted God to worship him.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
And they worshiped the beast, saying...
So you mean to tell me people did it?
And they worshiped the beast.
I can't believe this. Something is going on. The whole world worshiped the beast. Why? Because you transgressed the commandments of God. So only thing you got left is to worship the beast. You ain't serving God. You already messed that up. Once you cross that line, worshiping the beast. Hard as it may sound, it's the simple truth. What verse you at?
Middle of 4.
Okay, go ahead.
Saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
Right, so this is mindset of the people. Drop down to verse 7.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints.
See, the Lord gave him this power. He said it was given unto him. Remember, the Lord just told us that in Thessalonians.
Right.
For this cause, the Lord don't send you strong to lose you. He said, he who led it, the Lord let it happen until he take him out of the way. He said, power was given unto him to do what?
To make war with the saints.
Saints, be aware. The saints are the ones that keep the commandments of God. That's why we read that example with Mordecai. He knew the deal, the program. You know, he stood up on the commandments. He was not to transgress his commandments because of what the king had to say. Is the king in a position of power? So who got King Ahasuerus? Was he in a position of power? Yes, he was. Who gave him his seat, his power and great authority? Satan the devil, right? What he wanted him to do? Worship, bow down and worship him. No, I'm not going for that one. You got to come at me with something else. Right? We got laws on the book to keep us from transgressing that in that way. Go ahead.
And to overcome them.
See, saints, we got to prepare our minds to serve that covenant. Because the beast is giving power to overcome us. Go ahead.
And power was given him over all kindreds.
Over all kindreds.
And tongues.
And
nations.
Everybody. Power was given to Satan to be over everybody. That's why the book referred to him as the God of this world.
Right.
Go ahead.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
Say what?
All that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
So this ain't no loose statement. The Lord keep telling you this.
Right.
It's wickedness and righteousness. That's it. Go ahead.
Whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
You know how you get your name in that book? The Lord say, if you want eternal life, keep his commandments. Right? Yeah. Let's go see 2 Corinthians 11. How Satan spread his doctrine throughout the earth. 2 Corinthians 11:2. Because he ain't just coming to you in the name of Satan. Most of the time. The world getting so bad now, they got churches saying. And people going for it. But the people that want to serve God, he ain't coming to you in the name of Satan and deceive you. He coming to you in the name of Christ.
Right.
Just like the Lord told you, beware. Many shall come in my name and shall deceive many. But you got to keep those commandments. That's the guideline. Those commandments will lead you to the true Jesus.
Right.
Transgression will lead you to another Jesus. 2 Corinthians 11, verse 2. Hearken to the scripture.
For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy. For I have espoused you to one husband.
Yeah.
That I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ.
To Christ, right?
Right.
That's what we're supposed to be married to. He's the head of the body. Go ahead.
But I feel lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety.
How? Through his subtlety.
Yes, sir.
Cunning, trickery, skillful. You can't outskill this dude. That's why you gotta obey these commands.
Right.
That's your hope. Anything else is uncivilized. Right? This man, you can't outwit him. Don't even try. This man doesn't outwit angels. Angels are more powerful than men. So we ain't got a chance. The only chance we have is to obey the commandments. Go ahead.
So your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ.
Right. That's what we don't want. We don't want our minds to be corrupted from the simplicity that's in Christ. The simplicity in Christ is he'll tell you thou shalt not. That means you don't do it. Or he'll tell you thou shalt. That means you do it. That's simple. But if somebody comes to you saying the Lord nailed all the commandments to the cross, that's Satan corrupting your mind from the simplicity that's in Christ Jesus. What verse is that?
Yo, 4.
Go ahead.
For if he that cometh preaching another Jesus.
Hold on, what you mean another Jesus? That means it's another Jesus being preached in the world that ain't come from this Bible.
That's right.
Go ahead. So if somebody come preaching you another Jesus, what you want me to do?
Whom we have not preached.
Right, because Paul will let you know. I believe in everything that's written in the laws and statutes and commandments of God. Right. He said he's been accused of heresy. He said, by the way they call heresy, I'll serve the God of my father. Believing in everything that's written in the law and the prophets.
That's right.
So that's what he taught. So he's saying if somebody comes teaching you another Jesus other than the one that's in the law and the prophet, what happens?
Or if he receive another spirit, which ye have not received,
right?
Or another gospel which ye have not accepted.
See, that's another gospel. The law is nailed to the cross. That's a strange gospel.
Right.
But it's common today in this world. But to the Most High God, it's a strange gospel.
Right.
That's another Jesus. Right, go ahead.
Ye might well bear with him.
You got to contend with him.
Yep.
You got to deal with him. Never know who's listening. Go ahead. Drop down to 13. Because who do this? Who do this type of stuff?
For such are false apostles.
A person that bring you another Jesus or another gospel, they false apostles, man.
Deceitful workers.
Deceitful workers.
Yes, sir.
Let no man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Right.
Go ahead.
Transforming themselves into apostles of Christ.
Well, Christ ain't sent them. No matter how many times they say his name. You will know Christ minister because he's going to be trying to tell you keep all the commandments. You got to do them and teach them. You can't just say we believe in it and not do them. No. You got to do them and teach them. Go ahead.
And no marvel.
Don't be surprised.
For Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness.
Hold on, what you mean his ministers? Satan got ministers too, brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir.
And his ministers transform themselves into ministers of righteousness. Not ministers of wickedness.
Right.
You will never catch a minister come to you saying, I'm Reverend XYZ and I worship Satan the devil. They don't do that. They come to you in the name of Jesus, talking soft and smooth. Right? And they're going to be telling you Jesus' name, but they ain't going to be telling you to obey nothing that he said.
Right.
That's where the difference comes in.
Right.
That's where the line is drawn. Because the Bible tell you, Romans 6 and 16 will tell you, whoever you yield your members to obey, that's who servant you are.
Right.
Whether of obedience to righteousness or of sin to death. That's all we got. Two choices. Right? Finish that.
Whose end shall be according to their works.
That's right. Every man gonna get rewarded according to his work. Right. Let's see what kind of spirit work in these people. Let's go to Ephesians 2. We're gonna read one verse in verse 2. Ephesians 2 and 2. Ephesians 2 and 2. Ephesians 2 and 2. Hearken to the scripture.
Wherein in time past he walked according.
Start back up to verse 1. Okay. Don't grab that for me. Hearken to the book.
And you had he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins.
So you, the Lord, I made alive. That's what quickened means. You were dead, how he said, in trespasses and sins. Sin is what makes you dead. Okay? The wages of sin is death. Right? But what happened?
Wherein in time past he walked according to the course of this world.
Right, the traditions of the world, which keep you transgressing the commandments of God. Right. In times past, we all had that on our resume. But he said, you have the Lord made alive. And he quickened. Go ahead.
According to the prince of power of the air.
Right, that's how we used to walk. Go ahead.
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
Let's say, he said, that's the spirit that now working in the children of what?
Of disobedience.
Disobedience to what?
Among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh.
You disobedient to the word of God. But it's the spirit that working in you. Satan the devil. And that spirit working the spirit in the children of disobedience. Right? Let's go to Romans 6. That 1 verse 16. I quoted it, but we're going to read it. We're going to put a couple of things on the table, and you're going to have a choice after you hear this message. To walk according to the prince of the power of the air, which is the spirit that works in the children of disobedience. Or you can obey what thus says the Lord and keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. Verse 16, hearken to the scripture.
For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ.
Romans 6 and 16.
Oh, you said 16. Sorry.
Romans 6 and 16. Hearken to the scripture.
Know ye not
what?
That whom ye yield yourself service to obey.
Right, so who you give yourself to obey, what happened?
His service ye to whom ye obey. Whether of sin unto death, or of obedience unto righteousness.
So that's it. He obeyed wickedness or righteousness. That's it. Ain't no in between, no gray area. No. It's one or the other, either or. Right. Ain't no lukewarm. It's hot or cold. Right? Hot or cold, that's it. Titus 1 and 14. Look at one verse. Titus 1 and 14. Hearken to the scripture.
Not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men.
What they do?
That turn from the truth.
See, this Jewish fables, which is lies and commandments of men, turn men from the truth. Right? They turn men from the truth. Point blank. We finna get a look at one of these truths, and then we finna read something else. Let's go to Exodus 20 and 8. We finna put something on the table, what thus saith the Lord. And we're going to see if you walking in truth or if you walking according to the prince of the powers of the air, the spirit that works in the children of disobedience. Either you can obey or you cannot obey. That's the only two choices you got. Obedience or disobedience. It ain't rocket science. You finna put it on the table. Number one commandment everybody hates. I'm going to lay it out there. Go ahead and read 20 and 8.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
And this is the only commandment the Lord tell you to remember. He don't have a word remember by no other commandment but the Sabbath day. Right. I'm not going to tell you to remember something unless I know you're going to forget it, or unless I know it's going to be altered. Right. Changed, either or. That's the only way I'm going to tell you, man, remember this. Don't forget, right? The whole world done forgot. It's another spirit there. It's another gospel. It's another Jesus. Right. That's why we dealing with it, right? Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Go ahead. And notice it said the Sabbath day, meaning it's one. Yes, to keep it holy, meaning it's only one. It's not multiple days, or it's not every day. Right. It's one day. Go ahead. And it's one specific day. The seventh day. The simplicity of Christ. I fear lest any man beguile you. Right. From the simplicity of Christ. Through philosophy, vain deceit, after the traditions of men. Go ahead. 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work. Yeah. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. The seventh day is the Sabbath day of Satan the devil. The Sabbath of the Lord thy God. That's right. The Lord, not the Jews. Right. Thy God. If the Lord ain't your God, this ain't 7 day ain't got nothing to do with you. Right. Leave it alone. Keep doing what you're doing. But if you claim to worship the Lord thy God, the Creator, the one and only, right? The Sabbath day is His day. Right. Meaning you should be following it too. Right. Go ahead. In it thou shalt not do any work. In it thou shalt not do any work. Right. Thou nor thy son nor thy daughter. Thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, right, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. Go ahead. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them is. And did what? And rested the seventh day. Rested on the first day. Rested the seventh day. And what else? Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. He blessed the seventh day. And hallowed it. Right. All right? Meaning it's a day, not you in your Sabbath day of rest right now. That's your mouth talking. That means absolutely nothing. Matter of fact, you can't even explain that to me and make it make sense. I'm in my Sabbath of rest. What is that? Somebody call me and tell me what that means, please. Because that's an excuse. Right. Because the Lord said this is a day, and this day is set apart. And I want you to remember it. Right? Right. Because look what He said. Let's go to Exodus 31. Exodus 31 and verse 12. Exodus 31 and verse 12. I know y'all want a sign from God, because you can't see Him. Your faith ain't that strong. If you say you don't want a sign, tell that to somebody else. I just don't believe you. Seriously. I don't believe you. We all want a sign. Yep. Right? But look at the sign He gave you. Go ahead. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying. Moses spake unto God. And the Lord spake unto Moses. What the Lord say? Saying, speak thou also unto the children of Israel. Saying, verily my Sabbaths ye shall keep. Truly my Sabbaths ye shall keep. Why? For it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations. It's a what? It's a sign. Between who? Between me and you throughout your generations. So remember, this is the Lord speaking. And He said it's a sign between me and you throughout your generations. That means that from the first generation of man to the last generation of man. Because the Lord will tell you, Malachi, I'm the Lord and I change not. Right. He said, whatever the Lord makes straight, who can make it crooked? Right. You know, once He put something together once, that's it. Once and for all. So He said, it's a sign between me and you throughout your generations. Go ahead. That ye may know. That ye may know. Meaning be positive of this. Right. What? That I am the Lord that does sanctify you. I am the Lord that does separate you. Right. And He separated you from the world. Because the world serves Satan, the God of this world. Remember? Right. He said, I'm separating you though. I ain't taking you out of the world. I'm separating you from the world. Right. And this Sabbath day is a sign to let you know of a surety that you're separated. Go ahead. You shall keep the Sabbath, therefore. Right. For it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. That ain't no new statement. And He ain't talking about this first day. He talking about the second death.
That's right.
He said, everyone who defiles it shall surely be put to death. Even gave us a physical example.
Right.
Numbers 15, right?
Right.
We ain't gonna go there right now. We're gonna keep dealing with this sign. Go ahead.
For whosoever doeth any work therein,
whosoever, that's anybody, right? Go ahead.
Right, that soul shall be cut off from among his people.
Go ahead.
6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is a Sabbath of rest.
Right.
Holy to the Lord.
Nobody don't want to be holy no more. But the Lord told you, without holiness, you won't even see God. Everybody want to do what they want. Do what thou will. That's a popular saying.
Right.
Obey. They got them on t-shirts with the devil signs.
Yeah.
Right? Pay attention to what you're doing out there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Whosoever doth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath.
Okay, so now they'll run here and tell you, well, that's just for the Israelites.
That's right.
The Lord will tell you, it's only one manner of law.
Right. For
the stranger and the homeborn.
Right.
Everybody up under this.
Right.
That the whole world may become guilty. That's why the whole world needed a Savior. He said, wherefore the children of Israel shall keep my Sabbath day, and everybody else who want to be saved got to come under the commonwealth of Israel.
Right.
All right?
Right.
Go ahead.
To observe the Sabbath throughout their generations.
For how long?
For a perpetual covenant.
For a perpetual covenant. Perpetual means ongoing, continuing.
Forever.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever.
Keep saying that. It's a sign between him and the children of Israel to Christ come and die on the cross.
Forever.
Forever. That means even after that.
Right.
Go ahead.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth. And on the seventh day he rested.
Right.
And was refreshed.
Right. So if this Sabbath day is good enough for the Lord, he said a servant ain't above his master.
Right.
If you a servant and he the master, it should be good enough for you too. Unless you got another master.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Let's go a little bit further. Matter of fact, we're gonna go to Acts 13 chapter. Because Jesus kept the Sabbath, but we're gonna deal with after the death of Jesus to see if he changed anything once he came. Because they'll go to Paul writing and tell you that Paul made a new command.
Right.
No, Paul kept the same old statutes and laws and commandments as everybody else. Acts 13 and 14. Because if the Sabbath day ain't no good after Jesus came and died on the cross, Paul wouldn't have been keeping it right here. Not only Paul, we're going to see Jews and Gentiles. I know most black people think we Gentiles. So just in case you do think we Gentiles, we're going to see if the Gentiles is keeping it too.
Right.
Well, you're going to be without excuse. Acts 13.
14.
Yes, according to the scripture.